right now. Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
All right, thanks a lot, Royce. So thank you for tuning into the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm Rich Walsh. I'll be joined by Andrew Fillipponi in a matter of moments. So give us a call on the Borders and Borders hotline at 412-575-2600 is the number. Lot to digest here, Pony. You know, the Steelers are officially in the off-season right now, going over they're wrapping up the season, their exit interviews over on the south side. You know, where do they go from here? The big question is, what do they start targeting? And I think I want to get into this show with you, Pony, about who do you think is going to stick around? Who are they going to try to keep? Who's gone? And where do they go in the draft?
Well, I need an answer on Matt Canada before any of that. And I love that nice Syracuse orange tie that you have on tonight, Richie.
Oh, thank you.
And hopefully this digestion goes about as well as it did for you after you ate that pizza that you waited 2 hours for.
I know. Can you believe it? Who waits 2 hours for a pizza? I mean, they told me an hour and 40 minutes on the phone. Then I had to get there, and I waited an extra 30 minutes, so it was 2 hours and 10 minutes. I was waiting for the greatest pizza in the history of the world.
Was it worth it?
It was okay. No, it did not make my top 10 pizzas, but you know, it was good. I love pizza.
2-hour wait pizza's got to make a top 10. That's like a rule.
Yeah, it didn't make my top 10.
You wait that long, it might as well be Mount Rushmore pizza, and it sounds like it wasn't. No, but look, they got to do something about Matt Canada. Everything else, I'm not saying it isn't important, but I need to know what's happening with that guy right there, because that's going to tell me a lot about where the Steelers' standards are at. If they are just going to say, oh, we played good football, we managed to win games, we went 7-2 in the back nine, we almost made the playoffs, the offense did better, we were able to win games, offensive line improved, running game got better, Kenny made big plays. Okay, that's not, you're improving from the bottom. How about the first half of the season when you were wretched, when you were rotten? Okay, you were still really only scoring a touchdown or two a game. That's not good enough. This offense, to get to the next level, needs a better architect. It needs a better mind behind it. And if the Steelers stick with Matt Canada, I believe they will be settling. And then we'll get into we can still talk about the other moves, but that's the biggest shoe to drop. Richie, do you think Matt Canada will be back? Do you think he will be?
I think he will. Does he deserve to be? No. I mean, I look at the whole body of work the last 2 years, and they've one of the worst offenses in the NFL. One of the worst Steelers offenses that I can remember. I know 2019 was bad because Ben wasn't around, but I can't remember an offense that was this bad. And you know, they're very predictable. They're going to run on first and second down, and maybe that's because they want to protect the ball and protect Kenny Pickett. But imagine if Pickett didn't lead them to winning drives against the Raiders and against the Ravens. What are we talking about here? I mean, I know it happened, but the other 55 minutes of those games, that offense was horrible.
Yeah. I mean, what would we be talking about if Lamar Jackson played in that second Ravens game? I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they lose that game. I mean,
they probably do.
Yeah. I mean, there are some positives to be taken away from that final run at the end of the year. It's not all bad. And that's why I want them to make a move here, because you need to take advantage of this window to win with your quarterback on a rookie contract. Okay, you won a Super Bowl with Ben in his second year. Mahomes won a Super Bowl in his second year as a starter. The Eagles have the #1 seed in Jalen Hurts, second year as a starter. Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl, second year as a starter. Richie, are you sensing a trend here?
Yes, I am.
It's a big season next year for them. And they need to recognize that and figure it out, that this guy who's in charge of their offense just is not good enough.
No, the offense is bad. And look, before we go to break here, I do want to ask you, were we fooled by the Steelers trending in the right direction at the end of the year? I know they won 7 their last 9, but look at some of their opponents. Look at some of the offenses they played. Look at some of the quarterbacks they played. I'm not taking anything away from what the Steelers did. They won what was in front of them. That's what they're supposed to do. But they didn't They didn't beat a contender.
Look at the teams that are around them in scoring offense. Most of those teams are saying right now the results and production not good enough, firing their offensive coordinators. I believe before we came on the air tonight, we got word that New England is going to go out and interview offensive coordinators. That weird setup they had last year. Mac Jones took a step back. I don't want Kenny Pickett to take a step back next year. I want him to take a step forward with somebody who is a proven or someone who is looked at as the future, is looked at as a young, developing offensive coordinator mind. I want one of those two types of coaches on the staff next year.
So, Pony, what are your FanDuel odds on Matt Canada coming back right now?
I said on the show today, Mueller held my feet to the fire. I said 80% he's back.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Might even be higher. Just knowing the organization, the way they run things. He has a year left on his contract. You know, they're not going to throw money away. I was hoping that the money they got from Acrisure, they might go out and be able to, you know, hire guys that were better than they hired before. But, you know, maybe it doesn't look that way. But, you know, we have a couple more days. Look, Pony, if it doesn't happen by tomorrow, I don't know if it's going to happen.
Oh, well.
What, I mean, what do you think? Like, are they going to...
I think that at the latest Monday of next week, where you take maybe the weekend, maybe we get a Friday news dump, I'd be okay with that. I'd rather have them dump news than give us no news at all, if that's what they're planning on, if that's what their hope for is with this. But, yeah, I think if we don't, by Monday, if Matt Canada is still here, I think he will be here in 2023.
Yeah, and I don't think the Steelers or Mike Tomlin will come out and say, "Hey, we're going to keep him."
You're right, because he's under contract.
Yeah, he's under contract. All right, we're taking a break here. 412-575-2600 is the number. Taking your phone calls coming up next. Stay right there.